Alright, this is gonna be a dark ass Frazzlog. Obviously it's nighttime. It's actually 6 a.m. so it's not nighttime, it's morning time. We're driving home in the fucking shitty weather conditions here. We've got a phone that's pretty close to dying, but who knows if it will or not. You never know. So I think I just saw the most laziest shit on the planet. Like, I see this almost every morning. I'm driving out of my brother's house. Pretty much what happens is there's this person who is so lazy to get their mail. They have like maybe like a 20 to 30 foot long driveway, so it's simply like a 1 minute walk from their front door down to the mailbox and back. And these people are so fucking lazy. They have to get in their car, drive to the end of their driveway, not even reverse down. They drive down, they pull out, turn around, pull up their driver's side door next to the mailbox so they don't have to get out, get their mail, boom, drive back up, and then go back up into the driveway. Like, what kind of life is that shit, man? That's the most shittiest shit tit ever, man. Fuck that. I don't like that shit. Now, laziness. What's the laziest thing I do? The laziest thing I do probably is I don't take my dishes out when I'm done right away. I accumulate them, then I take them out. But I think a lot of us do that, let's be honest here. It's just who we are, man. And it's not a generational thing because my dad does it. All that shit. I've been to plenty of adults' houses that they all do that shit, man. But I gotta ask you guys, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling good? Oh, fucking tired. I gotta go run an errand at 10 a.m. It's gonna suck. I suck fat cock. Tumblr's going good. I've been tumbling quite a bit. I think the biggest holdback for me on like a lot of social media is I've got all these devices that can do it, but it's just like, okay, so the best way to use Tumblr is on my laptop. But like, usually when I'm home, my BB's on the laptop, and I'm like playing a game or something, or I'm watching something, so it's kind of like, I don't really want to do it right now. But the only time I really feel the urge to use Tumblr is like when I'm on the go, like if I'm in the bathroom, if I'm waiting for something outside of my household, somewhere like that. That's like the ideal time to use Tumblr or to use Twitter. I just don't have the desire to say, you know what, I'm going to sit at Tumblr today. I'm just going to sit down on my living room sofa. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to fucking upload a bunch of perverted stuff like I always do. Oh my god, what happened here? Did the snowplow fly off into the ditch? Oh my god. Oh, I think it did. No, never mind. That would have been bad. I want to become a snowplower, I think, honestly. It looks like a really cool job. Yeah. From what I understand, that's basically what the, what the hell was it? I was talking to this truck driver one night when our car broke down, and he said that, so during the winter, that's obviously the busiest time for tow trucks. But what they do on the side is they actually run snowplows, because they're already up just in case they get a phone call for a tow truck. So they might as well make some extra side money. So what they do is they get into their snowplow, and then they go and plow the roads, make the roads a little safer for everyone. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So, thinking career options in life. I don't know if you guys ever think about this kind of shit, but I do. And sucks. Oh, fucking asshole. My fucking window just got dusted shut by snow. So basically the way I look at my my life is I don't give a fuck where I live. I mean, all I give a shit about is being with my fiance. That's number one. That's number one priority. Make sure I'm alive. Make sure I'm with her. Those are bing bing. Those are priorities. Secondaries are make sure I have a job that gives me lots of money. not lots of money, just enough to make sure I live comfortably and give a nice environment for me and my family. So those are that's my secondary goal in life, to make sure that happens. Now there's a couple ways to go about that. There's nothing wrong with a style of life, but I like progression. I like to level up as I level up in real life. So you could say, like, for example, me, I'm the night crew manager at a store. I run the store at the nighttime. I make sure everyone's doing their job. I make sure nothing bad happens, and if something does happen, I call the right number. Very basic job. Very easy to get up to that level. I've only worked for 2 years before I even got to that position. So, it wouldn't be hard for me to probably go up even from here to the next available position. I could probably become a department manager, or, down the road to even become like a store manager or something. There's nothing wrong with that. The only problem with that is you have to play. It's such a stereotype to say, oh, I'm playing politics, or I'm playing the game to get ahead, or kissing ass to get ahead. It's not so much that, though I do like using that expressions against most of my bosses. You do have to have a certain level of, what's the word for, I'm trying to think of a certain word. It's what is docile? You have to have like a certain bitch, you're a bitch. Like, what do you call someone who's a bitch? Like a domesticated asshole. Like, you're just a piece of shit. No, not that. You're basically just like this demasculated creature who can't stand on its own legs anymore. You basically do everything to please the people above you. Like, you don't want to step on anyone's toes, so you're kind of nice, but you're kind of stern, but not really too stern. Like, you're not gonna scare anybody with your sternness, but you're gonna try to make it seem like you're stern. I see a lot of that going on in the workplace, which honestly is one of the most stupidest things to see happen. I'm not by the books 100%. I know the way I look at it is I have a job to get done. I don't care if I have to take a couple side steps to get there, but at the same time, it's I'm not going to do all the dumb shit I see a lot of my coworkers doing. Like, for example, there's a lot of debate in the workplace. I'm sure this is everywhere. Of basically, okay, so for example, cell phones. You're not supposed to use cell phones on the sales floor at all. You're only supposed to use them on your break. If you're not on your break, they're supposed to be locked up in a locker or in your wallet or in your purse somewhere that it's not going to be out in the open for you to use, aka your pocket or your side pocket, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh my god, what the fuck's going on up here? So that's basically one of the big rules. That rule is broken by everyone, including the upper managers of the store. The corporate managers come in; they're always on their cell phones. It's crazy. To be fair, that's our society we live in now. You're connected all the time through your cell phones, and there's nothing wrong with that. I actually like that. I like that future. The problem with that lies in you are not getting your job done. You're not helping other people get their job done. You're not being a team player. You're not creating an environment that's succeeding. You're getting by at best. Most likely you're putting things behind, and you're not doing your job, which is not good. Because if you don't do your job, then your job's going to fall over to other people, and that's going to put everyone behind. Work is like a machine. It only works when the whole team is there to maintain the machine. You need to have the operators, you need to have the maintenance, you need to have the whatever else you got there involved with the machine. It depends on the kind of machine. If you're a vending machine, you're really only going to have maybe 2 or 3 type of people working on it. You're going to have the mechanic. Well, first you're going to have the builder, the guy who makes the machine. Now, that could also be the mechanic, I guess, but for the most part, the mechanic's main job is going to make sure that the machine is functional. You're going to have somebody who's maintaining the machine, who's filling it up with product. You're going to have the guy who, it's basically it. You have a simple machine like that, very basic machine, And stores like small chain stores like Rite Aid and stuff, that's all they really need. They only need like a store manager. They need like an assistant store manager, somebody to help them out. And then probably like maybe like one other manager, like shift managers, like smaller managers, but like still managers. The problem with the store is, so I'm in a grocery store, so there's so many managers. Like off the top of my head, there's basically like 4 big managers, and then on top of that, then you've got this department, that department, this department, that department, that department. There's like six department managers on top of the already fucking thingy thing. You better not run into me, you fucking assholes. I hate this turn. Every morning I have to make this crazy turn. And I don't have snow tires, so I like to slide around this corner. I kind of want to go sliding real quick. So, I don't know. I'm kind of ranting about my job right now, but I'm kind of not. So, fucking, it's whatever, dude. But getting back to the initial point of where do I want to be? Like, what career opportunities, what do we got? So for career opportunities, we have we have what I call the straight basic safe route, which is go to a trade school, learn plumbing or electrician or construction or auto mechanics, something like that. Learn something very, not even advanced, like not basic or advanced, just something very good that could help people, help me, help everyone around me, do all this shit. It'd be awesome. That's an option. Now, option 2 would be go for my dream job, which would be the creation of my favorite medium, video games. That's on there too. The problem with that is it takes a couple things, and honestly, I don't see myself succeeding at it. It's same with YouTube. Like, you've got people who are born entertainers. You've got your PewDiePies, you've got your what do you call those? What do you call those fucking frauds on shit? What's that site? Not the site. What's that channel? The channel with the Asian guys. What the fuck is it? I don't know the channel name anymore. But it used to be a channel where like these 2 Asian guys used to do stuff. Ryan something, Niga Higa. You got people like that on YouTube who are born for that shit. But then you got people who work for it. They're entertaining, but they kind of like work for their content more than their personality. They're more there to provide a service. So like those kind of people, they work for it, so they deserve their fame, whatever. But just like that, there's also game designers like that. You've got your Notches, you've got your Phil Fish, you've got your game designers who like they know so much about game design, and they know so much about every aspect of it. They're good at sound design, they're good at coding, they're good at graphic artwork, they're good at all that shit. Now with me, I don't really see myself. I'm not too strong in any of anything really, so that kind of limits my options. I'm sure I could learn, like, given enough time and given enough everything like that, but that's just kind of like let's say in the next 5 years I was like, all right, I'm going to study game design. It's probably going to take another 5 to 10 years to even make my first game, like an actual released game, which is cool. Like, I like the idea of doing that eventually, is creating my own universe and creating my own lore and creating my own world and stuff. I like that idea. But at the same time, it's like, this is going to be like a life endeavor. Like, it's going to take a long time for this to happen. Whereas, like, it's like, okay, well, I love the idea of making a game. I love the idea of having a game that's successful, like something I can make money off of. But I also like the idea of, okay, well, maybe if I do option A, which is get a good trade skill job, I can make enough money, kick back when I'm retiring, maybe do it then. But another problem is like, no, don't do it then, do it earlier in life. That way you can, like, be young and enjoy it and do that shit. But then another problem is like, no, that's not so safe, You could definitely work and then do that on the side. But then I know the realistic situation, which is if you work a job for over 40 hours a week, your mind is so deteriorated that you don't really want to do anything. You just kind of want to relax, hang out. You don't want to like work on top of working, you know. But it sucks because I don't have like a passion for anything other than playing games, watching stuff. I don't have any desire to build stuff. I don't have any desire to like learn stuff. I don't like. I have a very base level of like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool to build that, like that cat scratcher, or oh, that'd be really cool to build like a TV stand, or that'd be cool to build a game. That'd be cool to build like a YouTube gaming show. Or I have like a very base like line of like, oh, that'd be cool to do, and I would like to do that, but I don't have any like, I guess, specialty skills or anything that could help me do those things. So I'm kind of in the fucked zone here. I don't know if you guys can see the snow, but it's looking good out here. But yeah, that's basically where I'm standing right now. It sucks because I don't even know what to say. I'm not the kind of person who can just like up and like act on what my body's telling me to do or my mind's telling me to do. I have to kind of like sit on something for a while. I spent several years before I even got my job. I actually got my first job at age 20. So everything's gonna find a way out. I'm gonna obviously find a way. I just don't see myself being the kind of guy who sits down and says, you know what, I'm going to work in this store for 40 years. I'll become the store manager. I will sit in my office. I will lecture people on how to do their job properly, but I won't enforce anything. I don't see myself doing that. I'm not saying it's a cop-out. I'm not saying it's a bad life or anything. I'm just saying, you know, you kind of want to do more in this world while you're here, you know. If there's an afterlife, we'll handle it when we get there. If there's an afterlife, you know, you gotta do your shit while you're here, because you can't do it anymore after that. But, and if there was an afterlife, you do it twice. You just go hard every time. That's basically what life is about. And I'm gonna end this video here, because we're at 17 minutes, man. Holy shit, yo. This is a good New Year's present to you guys. Everyone on YouTube, thank you for watching this video if you've actually made it this far. If you made it this far, there's an Easter egg actually right here. I'm going to end the video at 17:17 because that sounds good. Alright, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.